I'm not going to lie. Trust me, I'm not going to lie. But I used to be into anime. Yes, 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 yes. I used to be into anime so hard that, man, at one point in time, that was my favorite genre. When it came to cartoons, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo, El Hazard, oh man, Gunsmith Cats. You know I can go on and on. Death Note, I can just keep going. Claymore, Gundam, Macross. Listen, the Japanese, when it comes to animation, the Japanese have always dominated the illustration industry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Americans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have to say this, but American cartoons has always sucked compared to the Japanese anime. It has always sucked. Now that's a debate that a lot of people don't like. A lot of people will hate hearing me say that, but the time and care that the Japanese put into their animation cannot be it just it cannot be stopped. They put so much care into their product. The type of stories that they tell. They tell stories that just don't do. Japanese tell mature storylines, adult stories with adult situations, with profanity, even though profanity, you know, may not always be a good thing, but it lends itself to realism a little bit more. So you have profanity, you have, like I said, adult situations. These are things that traditional cartoons in this country, in America, they just don't do. In America, cartoons is for kids. And that's a sad thing because a lot of Americans they don't even understand how a hand drawn animation can be for strictly adults. There Most people from America instantly think that a cartoon is for a child. Just like there are still a lot of older Americans that think video games are for kids. But in other parts of the world, that's not true. At this point, I don't really think there's anything that American animators can really do because I think there's way too much censorship in America that prevents a lot of freedom in that medium. That medium is really just dominated by the Japanese. So growing up, like I said, I became a huge anime fan. But over the years, my love for anime fell off because it's kind of getting played out. Everything has its time, and everything eventually gets worn out, just like comic books. The comic book industry pretty much fell flat on its face. Comic books is not at the height that it used to be. I think the last comic book that I bought was Batman. The Batman episode where he got into a fight with Bane. And Bane literally picked him up and threw him off a skyscraper, paralyzing Batman. Back in the day, these comic books were awesome. American comic books were doing very well. But on the flip side, which most people don't know, Japanese manga was pretty much dominating overseas markets. manga and anime was pretty much the 1-2 punch that pretty much destroyed the American cartoon and comic book industry. Because over time, animation like Dragon Ball Z, along with its manga, and Sailor Moon and other series, was getting into the hands of Americans. And a lot of Americans that follow animation started to realize these things. That wow, the Japanese are pumping out so many awesome stories compared to Americans, that American cartoons started becoming unpopular after a while. Well, that's it for this video. Me reminiscing off of my past when it comes to anime. Later.